Hi, Hi, thanks for joining us for another episode of 5 Business Rules. I'm Nicole Krug, digital strategist with Socialite.
And I'm Monika Jansen, head kick-ass copywriter and strategist at Jansen Communications.
And today we are talking about how to get a gig with a small business. Now, this can be, you can take it a couple of ways, right? That we've got 30 million plus people unemployed and probably trying to dig up a lot of side hustles. Or you can have an existing business and you're trying to sell to other businesses. But it's important, this is of kind of creating impressions and knowing how to have that conversation and present yourself to a small biz. So use this in a couple of different ways. First and foremost, your approach matters. Whether it's a cover letter, whether it's an email, you need to give a business owner a reason to pick you. Whether you want to stand out in an application process, an RFP, or you just, you're going in cold, and you need to give some reason to relate to them so that you can actually carry that on and have a conversation.
Yeah, and cold calling, not that you're picking up the phone and calling a small business, but reaching out cold can absolutely work. In fact, the first person I ever added to my team at Jansen Communications reached out to me after reading my stuff on LinkedIn and said, "Hey, I love what you're doing. I checked out your website. Your work is great. I'd love the opportunity to work with you."
And you know what? So that's such a good example, because somebody did that to me last week. And we had a call scheduled for Friday, and she was going to call at 2:00, and then crickets. And at like 2:20, she sent an email saying, "I'm sorry, my son got up from his nap, blah, 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 blah." Okay, so tip number 2 is show up, right? She didn't show up. Did she show up? We've got a really funny blurring of business or personal, but I was actually out. So I was going to take the call on the run. I didn't see the email until later. So at this point, I've already got in my head that she's a flake. She hasn't canceled. And I would have been much happier if she had called me and said, "Look, I've got a screaming kid in the back. Can we reschedule?" Or giving me the choice saying, "My son's up, do you still want to chat, or do you want to do another thing?" I could totally roll with that. Like, I know we've all got challenges, but the fact I've got her in my head as a flake, so I'm never going to hire her because she didn't show up when I expected her to.
Yeah. That's a shame, but yes, your first impression is usually, we all say it's the most important impression. It's the one that lasts the longest. So yeah, be responsive. Please.
Number 3, do your research. Know what this is, especially if you're interviewing, know what the company is all about, what they're doing, and where you can fit in. Similarly, if you are trying to sell your business to them, understand what they can do and how you help. It kills me because I get at least 3 emails a week from other web design firms telling me that they can help me build a website. And I'm thinking, did you even look at what I did? Because they didn't. They got a random list and spotted to everybody. So that's never going to work for me.
I got a pitch for something and my name was spelled wrong. Delete immediately.
Show respect time, because it is a test, if you will. If I send you an email and you don't get back to me for 2 days, then I don't think you're really all that interested. Whereas if you get back to me in 20 minutes, and that's not always possible, right? But I know, like, you're on the ball and this is important to you. Be aware of budget. If you know your service cost starts at $20,000, you're probably not going to be pitching sole proprietors. Can some afford it? Sure, but not everybody can. You have to be mindful of fitting in, because every dollar counts. And right now, that's also that's something to keep in mind for contractors that are trying to get a side hustle. You may ideally want to make $100 an hour, but that may not work right now. And so figure out and maybe be a little flexible about your budget and have a conversation about what can work for both of you.
Yeah, and this also ties back to doing your research. What are the actual going rates? If you're used to working with Fortune 500 companies and you're switching to working with small local businesses, what is the actual going rate, you know, it's almost a different industry, right? Just
Oh,
because
sure it
we're
is.
talking about completely different industry size. So.
Yep. So, you know, it boils down to a lot of things is being mindful and having manners, but that'll actually take you pretty far. So, good luck when you're trying to make those relationships. If we can help or you have questions, please reach out and let us know. Otherwise, thanks for joining us. Bye.